Hey, good evening. I just wanted to kind of do a really quick informal little deal here. Been cleaning all day, getting ready for Thanksgiving and, all that kind of stuff. So I look like this. But something's really been weighing on me. I've been listening to a book and it's really been interesting. And, I'm really a believer in positivity and positive self-talk and all that kind of stuff. But this book presents a different side of that, which I'm really enjoying, because one of the things that I think is really important as well, and this book really sheds some light on, is that with our positive thinking movement, sometimes we leave out an important step in that, which is owning the ugly, owning the yuck, facing that sort of dark side of us that we, may not even really fully know, like, the depth of it. So we can positive self-talk all day long and still sort of attract to ourselves these negative, uncomfortable, and ugly situations. And one of the things that she talks about is really coming to terms with that, really balancing the positivity with an acknowledgement and an acceptance of the darker side of us that sort of has that uncanny ability to attract the very things that we say we don't want, the very things that we say we don't enjoy. And so it really presents an interesting concept when you think about, like, but no, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be, overweight. I don't want to be negative, so I'm just going to talk myself positive, 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 positive. And that's part of it. That's part of the journey. And I think that's part of the process. But until we really come to full acceptable terms with what we've created for ourselves, and that part of us even, may like that to some degree, maybe not in the, warm, fuzzy, I like this situation kind of way, but also more completely, it's our comfort zone. We're comfortable being broke because we've always been broke, or we're comfortable being overweight because we've always been overweight. And the things that we have to do to get past all of that, the things that we have to do, the person that we have to become to move past all of that, sometimes requires change that we aren't, ready or willing to make. Maybe we are not quite ready to put down, the Oreos, or not quite ready to break the, bad morning habits of all the junk that we fill ourselves up with. Or maybe we're not quite ready to learn, financial freedom habits. We're not quite ready to not spend that extra little bit of money every time we go out, or buy that new pair of shoes when we want it, and things like that. So, we have to remember that in a lot of ways life is the good and the bad. I'm not much into Eastern religion, if you know me, but there's sort of the yin and the yang, right? So we've got to look at all of that, and then we've got to really come to the true terms with it. So I'm not saying that we necessarily have to embrace that darkness and become that darkness and all that kind of stuff. Like, we don't need to go that far. But I do think there is a valid point to be made that until we acknowledge it, one of the things she says in there, and I've got to remember who quoted it, or where the quote comes from rather, but he basically says that, we've got to bring the darkness into the light and acknowledge it for it to no longer have it, an effect on us or hold over us. And I find that really interesting. I have to say that it is really shedding a new type of light on the self-work that I've been doing, and the personal growth that I've been working on for myself. So I just thought, I'd take a minute, even though I, didn't set up and get all fancy or anything for this video. I thought, that's a real, very tangible concept that I think might help others. And I just, I've realized that the path that I'm on, I need to share a lot of this stuff with y'all because I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And I want to be, very candid with you and very open with you for my journey because maybe that little tidbit of information, will help others. So just remember that when you're doing that digging, don't stay there. You don't have to go to that place and, say, oh my gosh, well, I've got this darkness and I just, my gosh, it's so bad. And, don't wallow in it. That's not the point. The point is to acknowledge it, really just kind of look it in the mirror and go, yep, that's there. That's a part of me. That's part of this process. That's part of what's gotten me to where I am. And if I am to move past it, I've got to be real about it. I've got to be real. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit. I hope that reaches some people. I hope that you'll continue to follow me on my journey. I've got this sort of welling up inside of me of things that have happened over the past few years and over the past few months and even more recently, with COVID and everything that I'm really looking forward to sharing with y'all. So, buckle up. Let's go together. I'll talk to you soon. Signing off.